everyone, we're already in week 10, I can't believe it, so let's just jump straight in and we're going to take you through what we managed to do this week.
So we arrived on the land this morning after a lot of rain last night. We haven't had rain in over 2 months like we did last night, and it's so amazing arriving on the land after the rain and seeing all the plants just thriving, literally growing overnight. Look how lush it's looking. And this papaya tree, it's just thriving. We just can't wait to see these plants grow more and get some fruit soon.
So with the house this week, we haven't had too much visual progress, but there's been a lot of small little elements. They've been plastering up all the corners and the facades. They included a nice little detail over here for us, which centers us really nicely, so we're really glad about that. And all in all, we're just waiting for the roof. I think in the next 1 or 2 days that'll be coming on site. And even on the back here you can get an idea of sort of the back of house where our electricity is going to be sitting, our little toilet that we'll use temporarily, as well as our basin. So yeah, stoked with the progress this week and looking forward to seeing the roof come. So with the small building team that we have on site, another reason for it slowing down a little bit on the house is we've moved onto our boundary wall. After a lot of back and forth of exactly how it's going to be lying and the slopes, we ended up with a nice curved wall, and yeah, really can't wait to see how it finishes off. Maybe in the next week and a half to 2 weeks they'll get this one done. I haven't actually seen what they did yesterday, and yeah, I'm so excited. It's coming out really, really nicely, looking really natural. I was just worried when setting it out that it would look too planned, but from what I can see now, yo, I'm so excited. Initially, when we did our main trimming of these massive, very light wood trees, we paused because we really wanted to keep a certain few of them. We took out the ones that were going to be a little bit dangerous for other buildings. But then last week we also decided just to take off the 1V of them, because that's the only one that we feel can really fall onto our pond system at the end. So we've left these 3 and we're holding thumbs that they stay around for a couple of good years. As we're cutting trees down and neatening up the land with all the broken trees and stumps and things like that, I'm also trying to find certain elements that are dead but still will have an aesthetic use for us. So something like this, I'd like to place standing upwards, and then we can do lots of planting of evergreen plants and moss and things like that, so to create a sort of a green stump that can be placed on a part of the land. And this is also another one of the little stumps that I was talking about. This was just lying face down. We could hardly see any of these elements. So I managed to dig it out of that little hole, clean it up. There's still a lot of cleaning left to do, but it's something like this that can really add a natural tinge to it. And then a little element that we've got a little bit before we actually need it, but at our accommodation where we're staying, our host was cutting down a very, very big tree, and I must say it was quite, I don't think it planned to come down right next to our house. I actually think it planned to go down there, and it came down right next to our house. So that was crazy. We were just sitting and we heard this massive thump, and it was right next to our house.
I wonder if you ever met Nora. Nora Folk doing that thing.
Yeah, that was close.
Anyway, blessing in disguise, because we saw this at the top of the tree, and we really think that it's going to look absolutely incredible alongside our natural swimming pool and ponds. So we organized to get it to the land. I thought it was a lot lighter than it was. I thought maybe 3 of us or 4 of us could lift it. It ended up being 6 of us. Got it onto a big truck, got it all the way here and loaded it off. Going to keep it drying through the dry season, and can't wait to see what it looks like next to the pond.
What you doing, mister?
I don't know really. Just prepping for tomorrow. We're going to be doing the paths. We've ordered some more small slates like this size, and we're going to be putting them down. So we're just loosening the ground, giving a little bit of fertilizer and softening it to plant.
So we've been wanting to set out some paths for a while, particularly between our beds that we've planted out, to not only have easy access to the beds, but also in the rainy season, our soil has quite a lot of clay content in it, so it'll become very slippery and quite messy.
So this is what we're not wanting. Suddenly we got like a 500 gram, a kilogram shoe. So hence us preparing. So we got these stones in, which we got at a great price, I must say. So we're super stoked to be able to have those on, which will be permanent instead of having the wood cuttings, which we'll have to replace continuously.
What are you doing?
Just trying to create a level ground a bit before we plant our grass.
Is it working?
Yeah, sure. Very well.
So we came across a ground cover called peanut grass. It grows on its own and it doesn't need to be cut, so we thought it was a perfect option. We're looking at a number of nurseries for it and we eventually found it, but at the same time one of the builders on our site mentioned that he had some in his garden, so he brought us a whole bunch of offcuts and we got planting and we're hoping it's going to take well. So we finally placed an order for some of our larger fruit trees, and in preparation for receiving our order we decided to start preparing some beds for the fruit trees. So we just dug a hole, loosened the soil, added some compost and then covered it with straw in preparation for the fruit trees to arrive in a few days' time. Look what arrived this morning.
Normal dog barks aren't bad, but Bruno's barks a whole different ballgame. You know what it is? It's like a cockerel stuck in the dog's body.
Perfect matureness.
Good.